the Filthy Rich Club Presidents edition. Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 richest presidents in the world. Now you might be thinking, Malcolm, shouldn't presidents be public servants? You know, more focused on serving the people than their bank account balances. And to that, I say, you sweet summer child, you clearly haven't met some of these folks. We're talking about leaders who live in palaces that would make Scrooge McDuck blush, with fortunes shrouded in more secrecy than the recipe for Coca-Cola. These aren't your average politicians cashing in on book deals after leaving office. We're talking about obscene wealth, the kind that could make your eyes water and your blood boil, often accumulated while their citizens struggle. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the often murky, always fascinating world of presidential wealth and power. Let's just say, some of these figures may surprise you. And by surprise you, I mean make you want to scream into the abyss. Let's dive in. Vladimir Putin, Tsar of the oligarchs. Kicking off our list is none other than Russia's strongman, Vladimir Putin. Now, officially, Putin's declared income is relatively modest. We're talking a salary of around $140,000 a year, a small apartment, and a couple of very humble vehicles. But let's be honest, does anyone really believe that's the whole story? Investigative journalists and critics have long accused Putin of amassing a vast, hidden fortune, potentially making him one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars, stashed away in offshore accounts, real estate holdings and investments. And where did this wealth come from? Well, some point to his connections to Russian oligarchs, those captains of industry who seem to mysteriously benefit from government contracts and favors. Of course, Putin denies all of this, but it's hard not to raise an eyebrow when you see the lavish palaces and yachts linked to him, all while the average Russian citizen struggles to make ends meet. It's a tale as old as time. Absolute power, questionable wealth, and just a sprinkle of plausible deniability. Donald Trump, from real estate mogul to presidential prophet? Donald J. Trump, a man who needs no introduction, mostly because he's constantly introducing himself. Trump's wealth, unlike Putin's, is well documented, although its exact size is a point of constant debate. He built his fortune on real estate, slapping his name on everything from hotels to casinos. Now, Trump loves to tout his business acumen, claiming to be a self-made billionaire. But his critics argue that he inherited a substantial chunk of his wealth and that his business ventures are riddled with questionable bankruptcies and failed projects. They might even use the word fraud, but we're not lawyers here, so we'll just leave that there. The big question is, did Trump's presidency make him richer? Well, it's complicated. While he refused to release his tax returns, which, let's be honest, is about as suspicious as a used car salesman who only accepts cash, his businesses certainly benefited from his time in office. From stays at his hotels by foreign dignitaries to favorable tax breaks, it seems the line between business and politics was blurrier than a photo of Rudy Giuliani on a hot day. Chapter 3. Next up, we travel to the Hermit Kingdom, ruled by the ever-so-enigmatic Kim Jong-un. North Korea is notoriously secretive, and information about its economy and the supreme leader's wealth is about as easy to find as a vegan option at a Texas barbecue. What we do know is that Kim Jong-un enjoys the finer things in life. We're talking luxury cars, designer clothes, and a steady supply of imported delicacies, all while many of his people struggle with poverty and food shortages. It's a stark contrast that's hard to ignore, kind of like Kim Jong-un's haircut in a windstorm. While the exact source of Kim's wealth remains a mystery, it's believed to be linked to state-controlled industries, illicit activities like arms dealing, and maybe even a dash of good old-fashioned extortion. After all, when you rule with an iron fist, and by iron fist I mean threat of nuclear annihilation, people tend to give you what you want. Chapter 4. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to enter the world of truly unimaginable wealth. Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, isn't technically a president, but as the de facto ruler of the kingdom, he's got more power and money than most heads of state could ever dream of. We're talking about a man who reportedly owns a $500 million yacht, a $300 million French chateau, and a Leonardo da Vinci painting that set him back a cool $450 million, and you thought your mortgage payment was rough. The source of this wealth? Well, Saudi Arabia sits atop a sea of oil, and as Crown Prince, MBS, has his hands firmly on the valves. But MBS isn't just about yachts and old paintings. He's also the architect of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan, a grand scheme to modernize the kingdom's economy and reduce its reliance on oil. It's a noble goal, and if anyone has the resources to pull it off, it's MBS. The question is, will he? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This is a guy who knows how to make a splash, both literally and figuratively. Chapter 5, last but certainly not least, we arrive in the United Arab Emirates, ruled by Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. As president of the UAE and emir of Abu Dhabi, Khalifa oversees one of the world's most impressive portfolios of wealth. We're talking about a country with a sovereign wealth fund estimated to be worth over $1 trillion, thanks to its vast oil reserves and strategic investments. And as the ruler of Abu Dhabi, Khalifa controls a significant chunk of that wealth. Think of it this way: if the UAE were a cake, Abu Dhabi would be the biggest, richest slice, and Khalifa would be the one cutting himself a generous portion. While Khalifa himself maintains a relatively low profile, his family's name is synonymous with opulence. From towering skyscrapers to sprawling palaces, they've left their mark on the UAE and beyond. It's a testament to the transformative power of oil wealth and the ambition of a nation determined to make its mark on the world stage. So, there you have it. Our whirlwind tour of the world's richest presidents. We've seen unimaginable fortunes, questionable business dealings, and a whole lot of luxury. It's enough to make you wonder, is it truly possible to hold immense wealth and power while still serving the best interests of your people? It's a question with no easy answers, and one that will likely be debated for generations to come. But one thing's for sure. The intersection of wealth and politics is a fascinating, albeit often unsettling, world to explore. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing insights into the world's most powerful figures.